Nerds, and welcome to Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast, the most powerful podcast you have ever heard in your entire life. My name is Kyle. I'm joined by my friend Fernando.
Hello, Kyle. Hello, everyone listening. Welcome to another Power Metal Podcast episode.
Yeah, it's time to get into 2026. Stuff's coming out. We're a couple months in. We've got singles, we've got albums, we've got live shows, all of the power, all of the metal, all right here. From the smartest, most sexiest boys with the best taste on the internet.
Really, where?
They're in the room with us. It's either that or it's the voices that come back.
Oh, man. Yeah. 2026 has started. We were looking forward to this year. Last year, I think we said that, and things have been happening. Did we even do something in January? No, yeah, we just talked about last year. So this is the first time we're actually talking about releases this year.
Yeah, because we had the best of last year, and we had a conversation about Epic Fest, and then planning for Epic Fest, and then probably next episode will probably be like the real Epic Fest. So it's all epic, but we had to we had to have a chill lads episode in here.
Yeah, this is a classic episode, classic powerful episode. So I
classic
hope...
because you didn't listen to half the stuff I told you to.
Shh. Don't make it weird.
We're always making it weird.
I am here to be schooled. Just teach me the ways of the powerful. Give me the good stuff.
You're here to be comforted and to be comforting. People like to listen to you. And then I just happen to be here.
I don't think that's the way, because you are the one that knows stuff. Like everyone knows Kyle is the talent, and I just like to record him, and that's it.
You're the artist, and I'm your muse. I think that's our
that's how it works. Yeah, you're the media. You're the canvas to my painting. That's how it is. This is,
I am the freedom to your concept, one might say. So we're going to pretend like that was a good joke, and we're going to talk about Sonata Arctica.
That is so good. Yes. So Sonata Arctica is back. I don't know back from what, but it's good to say that. Everyone likes a good comeback story, even though they just never stopped. But we have a look. A new Sonata now in the midst of they coming to do these massive tours with the 30-year anniversary, because we are all now, power metal is in its 30s and everyone's doing it, and a lot of people are saying that this is coming back to the good old days when they were young and loved Sonata Arctica, which is interesting to see.
So Sonata Arctica have released this new single called Freedom Concept. The artwork being very reminiscent of Reckoning Nights, with the boat now in Arctic, one might say. But it definitely leans into this like resurgence of Sonata Arctica, where they're embracing power metal again. Oh my God. It's more than like 2 BPM, and there's guitars and there's keyboards. Oh my God, they can do it. By God. They're going to do it.
Did the fans win? Did the fans bitch enough?
They broke poor Tony down.
Poor Tony. I sincerely hope that Tony can find some enjoyment on doing music still. Because we heard that he didn't like to do too much power metal. That's why they moved away from it. Then they had these last 2 albums that were for people.
Yeah, but he can pay the bills this way.
I know, but that's awful. That's all of us going to work, just with more traveling involved. And when you get sick, it's not a fun day out. It's people trashing you for not going to the show to sing, which is awful. So I sincerely hope that that it's something that he actually wants to do, or he finds some joy in it. But I listened to this single. And I don't know, I did not listen to Sonata a lot when I was the age when, at the time it was coming out. I am a late comer to all of this. So I don't have that big nostalgia weight for it. I see a lot of comments, not just in our little sphere, mentioning, "Oh my God, Sonata exists and they are doing the Ecliptica is back." I don't think it's that drastic of a change. It's just it's a cool song. I like that it's something that I know many people that listen to this genre are not comfortable with, but it's a very current politics song, which I know is surprising.
I hadn't listened to the lyrics. I just noticed that it started with freedom as a concept, and I laughed at it.
That is the rest of the lyrics. It's the understanding and misunderstanding of what freedom is and how you apply it. And it says like, "Oh, listen to my authority," and then no, just you're supposed to be nice, not kill people, and all of that. It's. I know it's weird to hear it from me talking about lyrics, but the title was so
I'll admit, as soon as you brought that up, I'm like, wait, we're going this angle? What?
The title felt too weird, so I checked it out just before we started recording this. And it's interesting, and the song is cool. One of our friends mentioned before I listened to it that he didn't think lyric vocals wise it was like old Sonata, which I agree. It's current Sonata. It's not bad,
right?
But it's not the stuff they were doing, the melody, kind of melodies they were writing back in the day. It's more of modern day, and it's fine. And I think it's good. So I hope when they play these anniversary shows, where I think they are playing Ecliptica in full, or like all these bands are doing, playing one of the old albums in full, they also play some hits. But I wouldn't be opposed to them playing some of these new songs if they are like this one. Because it fits.
Because they always have to have like hey, we'll do some of the new material and everyone will bitch about it. But this is solid stuff, and I will not bitch about this if they play this live, which they presumably will this year.
Maybe not at the show we are seeing them at, but
yeah, I don't know.
But probably, yeah.
I like the bridge solo section of the song with like the do-do-do-do-do's in the background with the shredding. That's a nice bit.
Yeah, it's very nice. It's very nice how it shifts into a little new thing for the bridge. That's always good on a song for me. Not just repeating the chorus over and over again. It is very classic sounding more than modern sounding in general in its construction, which I like. I think we like. Very nice. Good stuff. Looking forward for more Sonata Arctica things.
Yeah.
And looking forward to those live shows. I'm going to see them twice, most likely.
Oh, yeah.
Because obviously they are coming to Latin America after we see them in Epic Fest. And I will probably go, if there are tickets left, closer to the date, which is further down the year.
You've got a lot of live shows that you're doing this year.
I've spent enough on live shows at this point. Need some months to recover. And live music is so much fun, people.
Live music is cool.
Very cool. Another thing that's very cool, because I didn't know. I don't think my transitions like Kyle does, so they're not as good. There was another single.
You'll get there.
I'll get there someday. I aspire to your heights. We listened to the single Black Diamond by Hagane. Is this
Black Diamond? That's the Stradivarius song.
Luckily, it is not the Stradivarius song.
Yeah, it's not a cover. It's totally different.
Yeah. Like people were thinking, like, oh my god, are doing it because like Black Diamond is a very big title in power metal. It's hard to reuse it because there are many songs that are called the same. Nobody cares. This was an important one, but no, it's not.
I think Black Diamond was the first Strata song I listened to back in the day.
Most likely, because for most people it was either Black Diamond or the other oh my god,
Hunting High and Low or
Hunting
Eagle
High and
Heart.
Low. Yes, because Eagle Heart I think it's later. Don't quiz me on power metal history right now. I haven't studied, but Hagane made what I consider to be another banger. It's a bit more rock sounding than power metal, which I like. It's very nice and it's very hooky.
We know they can do those different styles from that last album, which some of it embracing more of that rock style, some more pure power metal. So I'm not mad no matter what they do at this point, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, really. It's good stuff. We like seeing that they are not stopping. The machine is churning. We're gonna see them also at Epic Fest, which I'm looking forward to a lot. They are playing the midnight slot.
It kills me that they have like the final like midnight slot.
It's gonna be awesome. You just gotta believe and stay awake. You should. I don't know.
I'm gonna do it. Don't worry. I know I'll be there.
You're gonna do it because the last two Epic Fest, you were there until closing. At least one of the days. Maybe you weren't watching a band, but you were there, so you can do it.
Yeah, last year, so the first day it was Insania, I think, doing the last show.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like sitting on the floor, but I was there. And then the last day, I think it was Judicator, which we did skip out on because it was after Fellowship and we couldn't handle it.
We skipped Judicator, but we were in.
I've seen Judicator though.
Yeah, exactly. And we were in the venue. We were in the venue talking with our friends and doing other stuff. So, and we were there. We were awake every night until like 4. Anyways, we can. We'll do it.
But as far as Hagane goes, we'll be there. This is not a show we're gonna miss. And I do quite like this new single. It's catchy. It's fun to listen to. They do a thing that always gets me in power metal songs, which is just like a bunch of woes.
Yes.
It can be so cheap, but I don't care. It always makes me feel good.
Yes, and it's gonna kill it live because we can't sing to that.
Because the whole crowd can just do it. You don't have to think about it. It's like, oh, I don't know the lyrics. And like, fuck you. You can just feel this. You know.
You just scream Black Diamond and then whoa. Easy.
They say whoa and Black Diamond a lot in this song. Easy. We can do that.
Perfect. It's just like it's gonna be great. Cool song. That's the main thing. That's the main thing to take away.
This is just a standalone single, as far as I know. It's not like a forthcoming album. That'll probably be a little while. Yeah,
exactly. It's just a single they released. If you are interested, they actually do covers every now and then. They are on YouTube. They are not released as like to streaming platforms that I've seen, at least not in this part of the world. But if you go to their YouTube channel, they have some live band covers that they've done. And their guitar player, Sakura Yoshida, she has her own YouTube channel, and she has a bunch of power metal covers there, just guitar, including one Solvaris cover, Deep Unknown, which I just know because a friend was like, I was waiting for the Strato cover as a joke. And I'm like, here, Strato cover. You know who you are. I know you're listening. That's it. Go listen to Hagane. It's very cool. And listen to this single and all the other albums if you haven't. Mostly the last two. That's the most worth it. And if you really just want one, just listen to the latest one.
Yeah, Top of the Tower was one of our favorites from last year.
100%.
It was some outstanding power metal. And, that reminds me.
This is why
Lovebites has a new album.
This is why you are the master at it, because I had no idea what to do. Outstanding. Outstanding power.
I'm going to help you out.
No, yeah.
So, keeping the Japanese power metal train going, we're going to talk about Lovebites. They have a new album out called Outstanding Power. For those keeping track at home, all of Lovebites' main releases have been going in order of the alphabet. They're on O now. I really wonder what's going to happen after they do Z. Or Z for our international listeners.
I am looking forward to them starting with numbers or something, and then dropping the shtick. But it's so many releases that they made it to O already, because it's not like they are new, but it's not a 20-year-old band. It's so many.
Yeah, well, because it's their EPs, it's their main albums, it's like the live compilations.
Yeah, all the releases. Yeah. Releases is everything. I am not one of those people that are like, only full albums count. Nah. Releases are releases. This is great. The album. Is the album great? That is the question. Has 12 songs.
I mean, It is. It's a long album.
It's
I was
an hour long.
Kind of shocked.
An hour and 4 minutes and 18 seconds. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah, I mean it's Lovebites. They definitely have their style, and this is consistent with that. I always like listening to it. Like I said, longer than I expected, but they have some cool stuff in here.
They have some very cool stuff. I think most of the album is that very traditional metal inspired guitar play, going fast, going forward. Most of the album is that. There are moments that are more J-rock sounding, which, as I said like a few seconds ago, I like as well. I heard a lot of cool things that I think a lot of metal bands today that are newer bands or they probably think they are too cool to do, and that hinders songwriting. This is a very deep, brainy musician thing to say.
When you say they're too cool to do, what do you mean?
I mean, for example, there's one of the songs, I forgot which one, but there's one of the songs that is more a slow down rock song, and it has guitar play with the stereo field. Like there is one guitar playing on your left channel and one playing on the right channel, and they are going at different, they hit it in different rhythms. So they create this like moving sound stage, not a static thing. And you can tell that it's two guitar players standing there doing different things. And then that helps keeping it interesting. And then they join to play the same thing for the choruses to make it louder, stronger. And those are kind of things that are like old school tricks, I would say.
The interplay between the two guitars is, in my mind, pretty much where Lovebites is always at their best. Yes. They have two very good guitarists.
They have two very good guitarists, which is great. But I think this is even like some production things that are more legacy, that more legacy bands keep doing, or maybe not so much, but they used to, that new bands don't even try, that I always miss in new releases. And these girls do it. It might be their producer, it might be someone else coming with an idea. The thing of the matter is that the end result makes it for a much more interesting thing, and it makes it for this 13 album song to be perfectly nice to listen all the way through without feeling repetitive.
Yeah, I want to bring up some highlights for me here. So the album art is, it's a big boat. I guess they're going nautical for this album. Although most of the songs don't really incorporate that, except for, I thought the third song, Forbidden Thirst, does have like this almost like nautical melody to it that they incorporate at points, which was I thought a nice touch.
I didn't even think about that. I don't really care if the album art has anything to do with the songs. It just has to look cool.
It's thematic. It's provocative or something.
It's a wolf on a boat. Who cares?
Where's Terra Atlantica when you need him, man? Come on.
Not everything has to be big brain concept thematic album. The theme can be metal. That's it. The theme here, if I want,
plenty of that.
I didn't read any lyrics. My analysis of the music is that the theme of the album is power. Just like it says, it's outstanding power. It has to sound powerful. It has to sound like heavy metal, but it's not just old school heavy metal. It is pretty modern. It has other sensibilities, not just copying the 80s hair metal days. At some moments they use that, obviously. That's a very big influence, but you could not mistake this album for having been released 30 years ago or 40 or however many it's been.
Yeah. One of the things I like that Lovebites does is when they bring in the piano, because one of their guitarists is also a very accomplished piano player. And I wish they did it a bit more. Like, imagine if they did like Virgin Steel levels of piano integration. That'd be fucking amazing. They don't need to do that, but I think that's a strength that they could lean into a little bit more, maybe.
As a big fan of X Japan, I agree 700%.
There.
Even that, and on that note, the ballad of the album, because they did one ballad. It's one of the last songs, right? It's
it's a long boy. Well, by their standards,
I guess. Yeah, it's Eternally. It's a good ballad, and I was listening to it, and I'm like, this is gonna be someone's first like true ballad while listening to metal. When I listened to, it made me think of the first time that I listened to X Japan's Endless Rain. And it's like someone is gonna adore this, and they're gonna discover that ballads are good. I don't think, for me, it's not like it's in the new top 3 ballads I've ever heard in my life, because I've heard so many, and it actually sounds very much like Endless Rain in many points. But it's very nice.
You're telling me a Japanese metal band is inspired by X Japan in some way?
Yeah, wild, right? Who would have thought?
Big brain takes here, lads. Man.
But I want to point out that the vocalist for Lovebites, she's not just a metal vocalist. Not because being a metal vocalist is bad, is that she comes from a very wide formation as a vocalist. She has done
R&B. She didn't come from the metal world originally, I don't think.
No, she started doing R&B. So it's very good. Something that sometimes happens the first thing that happens when metal bands, especially power metal bands, do a ballad is that they aren't that good at songwriting ballads because they never practiced. And then maybe the second thing that happens is that the interpretation is very stilted because they only know how to emote in the metal way and not in the ballad way. And that's not a problem here. That makes it very nice. And it's still clearly, they are like, we're still going to have 11 songs of pure rock and metal before we even decide to step on the brakes for a bit.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Some of the other pure metal I just wanted to highlight. I really like the song Phoenix Rises Again. That one's just pure power metal goodness. And One Will Remain, the final song. Lovebites, something I really appreciate about them is the last song in their albums is pretty much always a banger. And structurally, I love a strong finish like that. So that's another highlight for me.
I agree. One Will Remain is a very strong closer. I like the opener as well, the Castaway. I like the first 3 songs. I think are great. On their own. Everything is pretty good, but those first 3 and the last one are probably the main keepers forever. Good stuff. Listen to it if you haven't. You should.
Yeah, and if you haven't listened to Lovebites before, they got pretty deep discography at this point. They're up to so you can you have plenty of good stuff to check out.
Yeah, you can fill out a very nice chunky playlist just with Lovebites, and it's worth it. It's worth it. That is our big recommendation right now. Kyle, do you have any other big recommendations?
Yeah, so we're gonna go from the wolf to the hawk with Greyhawk and their new album Warriors of Greyhawk. Now, this is the, I believe, 3rd full release from Greyhawk, the first one with their new vocalist, Anthony Corso. And this is that pure, clean, heavy metal, classic stuff that your mama warned you about, This is, not full-on power metal, more probably, of the trad revival type of stuff. But these guys are always a good time to listen to. You may be shocked and appalled to find out that my favorite songs tend to be the faster ones.
Incredible. Who would have thought? This is distasteful shit taste.
I like to keep the people guessing here, So stuff like Land of Ashes and Hyperspace are among my favorites there. The title track is another one I want to call out, where it's a bit more of that slower anthemic, just really getting the people going type of song. As any sort of album or song name that references yourself, you always kind of have to make it one for the people. And this one even at the start pulls bits from older songs like Don't Wait for the Wizard, which I think is a favorite of ours as well. So just incorporating themselves into it, which I guess makes sense given the album name. They do their wizards and riffs here. So Warriors of Greyhawk, a lovely release. I think if you're looking for just some good trad metal from this year, you really can't go wrong with that.
Nice. I will check it out.
Yes, definitely do. And going in, I'd say a pretty different direction from that is Induction and their new album Love Kills!
Oh,
Now, Induction are, I think, best known as Tim Hansen's band. Tim Hansen being the son of Mr. Kai Hansen, a man you're probably familiar with. Now, these guys, for the most part, don't really do Halloween or Gamma Ray style power metal. It's very difficult to discuss them without bringing up the Beast in Black in the room, as these guys lean into, even more than before, leaning into the poppy, synthy, like disco-y, catchy style. Although I think they do still keep the guitar spirit alive a bit more than something like Beast in Black. It is hilarious to me that their new singer does look a lot like Giannis from Beast in Black. But oh well.
Well,
have you checked out much Induction? We saw them live at Epic Fest last year, but I'm not sure you caught them.
But I have not kept up with them, to be honest. So I'm not sure. You have to sell it to me right now. You really have to.
All right. Well, do you like Beast in Black? Is kind of my starting point here.
I like some Beast in Black. I think.
Okay, we can work with that.
Okay. I like when it goes full dance more than trying to rock.
I'd say this is less of the full dance like Beast in Black. They have some of that, but you can still get your healthy dose of power metal guitars in there, especially with, I think, some of my favorite songs are like War of Hearts and Steel and Thunder, which is like, a Terminator theme thing. People love Terminator. Like
dun 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 dun, like that.
No, well, not musically, but lyrically.
I
sorry.
You're not selling it to me like that.
I would say it's very catchy. It's a very fun listen. I think that's something that is still a strength of them. Whenever they hit that chorus, it does hit, and you're like, "Damn!"
That's important.
I am getting
that's
into
good.
this.
That's a good. Yeah. Now we're talking. Okay.
Those earworms do get into you. They have catchy stuff.
Okay. I'll check it out.
You'll have a good time with this. They do actually cover a Gamma Ray song at the end. They've got Empress, which I think is a very odd choice of Gamma Ray song for them to cover.
Maybe they just like it.
Really their, yeah, maybe. But that works. They also have a song "Strangers to Love," which has a guest vocalist, Clementine from Visions of Atlantis, was on there as well.
Ooh.
So they still have their mix up in here.
All right.
Yeah, I don't know if I like this quite as much as their previous album. I do wish they still kept a little bit more of the classic power metal flavor rather than leaning more into the Beast in Black stuff. But they are good at what they do. And I also did really enjoy that live show. So these guys are definitely worth keeping an eye on.
All right. I'll tell you what I think. Eventually, maybe.
Yeah, I think if you're in the right headspace to just kind of bop along, you'll have a good time with this.
I like having a good bop along every now and then. So
a good bop along.
We'll check.
All right, I also wanted to give a couple more quick shout outs to some other bands. First being the band Vandor, who released their album The Ember Eye Part 2, The Portal of Truth. As far as I could see, there is no The Ember Eye Part 1. They're just being cute.
Oh, that always works.
Yep, that's some good classic European power metal style. I want to say Vandor is Swedish. Don't quote me on that.
They are Swedish, correct.
Hell yeah, man! I'm so good at my job.
Incredible, yeah. Acing it.
But I don't. Fernando, we haven't gotten weird enough on this episode.
Oh no.
So I like to have, tossing in one, this is not power metal at all style of release. And so from the depths of the Bandcamp new releases, a friend of ours surfaced a gem, that being the band Castlesmash and their EP Battle Mace. And the album art of a cassette tape of a skeleton with pit vipers and a mace and a cape is in blood spattering everywhere. It really does start to sell the vibe of this album, which I would classify as vaguely melodic death metal, I guess, but the closest comparison in terms of stuff that we've discussed before might be Curtain Wall, in terms of just like the kind of goofy, dark but still melodic vibe to it. You're bouncing along to. I recommend reading the lyrics to this one because they're so wacky, but and kind of dark, but also very entertaining. So you can enjoy songs such as "Chivalry in the Court," "Misery in the Field," and the title track "Battle Mace" and "Zweihander." This is, I believe, a project from Scotland, Edinburgh, as they say. And they're even selling physical cassette tapes, I think, in the UK. So if you just want something kind of wacky with the harsher vocals, but some fun melodies and fun riffs, Castlesmash and their album Battle Mace is definitely one to check out.
I will definitely check this one out. This is very interesting. I like that the artwork is a flattened cassette sleeve. It's very vintage, it's very well done. It's like they found this cassette, printed it like 60 years ago somewhere. Even though it has fonts that only existed for like 10 years. And
it has an anti-AI thing.
An anti-AI logo slapped on it. Very nice. Instead of the anti-piracy one. And I really like this album art. This is very much... it's interesting because it's... This like the knight dude with the Pit Vipers on and the mace all bloated up. Yes, it's all yes.
It sells the vibe perfectly.
Yes,
and this is a 15-minute listen. Just give it a shot.
Yeah, and it's a solo project. It's one band thing. One dude did everything, as usually happens with many of these things with the Bandcamp finds.
All music lyrics are worked by AJ Blackett, as it says.
Metal Archives, he has 3 more bands listed.
Of course.
So maybe there's more stuff to check out.
Yeah, I haven't dived super deep into all of this, but this is a cool release. So.
He did Anchor Smashed and Repugnant Gnome Bastard and Stone Lore. It's all very
that all sounds
folk melody
consistent.
Yeah, it sounds very on brand. So yeah, something to dive into. I'm gonna check it out. I'm sorry I didn't listen to it in time. There were technical problems involved.
I like whenever I click on one of these, deep Bandcamp releases, and there's only like a handful of the supported by this, and I recognize half of them as being from our Discord server.
Yes,
we oh man, we're on the cutting edge here, lads.
We clearly have a niche within the niche where our friend group is supporting a list of varied but clearly somewhat very distinct bands and artists.
Hell yeah.
No, it's very cool to be part of it in a way, supporting these people. I still don't know exactly what it is because it's more varied than one would think. So it's not like we are all single-mindedly looking at the same thing, right? At the same music. But it's very interesting that it always happens like, oh, this is cool. Oh, of course, these 3 of our friends already have it.
I appreciate our friends that are willing to dive into the dark lands known as the new releases on Bandcamp.
Yes.
Because there's going to be so much just nonsense on there. Reporting the AI stuff or actually listening to all these random one dude black metal projects or whatever. And, sometimes you surface with something pretty cool. And, those are the real heroes of society.
100%. 100%. It is only fair to acknowledge that we like to talk and record and put stuff out, but we can do it because we have friends that are the ones. They are in the front lines, digging in the trenches every morning. We know we will wake up and we'll see some new, completely unknown recommendation of someone doing something cool. And 60% of the time, it's going to be actually good.
that is the beauty of the internet in a way. The corporations and the fascists are trying to take away everything you love, but you got to keep fighting that good fight. It's still out there.
Yes. There's there's never been a better time to find cool new music because everyone is doing anything. You just gotta look, at least find that one person that digs in the depths for you. That's already enough to get a lot of new music to listen to. I know that if anyone is listening to most of our episodes, you can tell that Kyle listens to more new releases than I do that we talk about. But I do listen to a lot of music anyways.
Well, hey, we have a love for music. We have a love for humanity and hope. And I think nothing fulfills that more than some of the live shows that we've been to, such as your big adventure. I think you've been literally dying to talk about. It's the whole reason this episode exists.
It's been here.
Let's get to the headliner, the main event here.
I went to see Galneryus, and I cannot believe I can say again, that's like a dream and a half come true.
Yeah. I mean, I think seeing Galneryus more than once as a non-Japanese person, it's pretty rare, I think.
Oh yeah, it makes no sense. And I'm so happy about it. So we saw Galneryus first, to give the context to people. Back in 2023, we went to Japan with Kyle and some of our other friends.
I saw them in 2019 at Prague Power.
Shut up. I am telling the story. You let me tell the fucking story. Oh my God. Can you believe what I'm working with here? I hadn't gotten to that part of the story. It's like zero patience. My God.
I'm going in order.
Fucking brain rot. Yeah, this is not a documentary. There's artistic
all right, Quentin
intent.
Tarantino, tell it out of order, all right?
I couldn't, maybe Christopher Nolan style more than Tarantino, but yes.
They both do it.
I know, but I'm swearing less, hopefully. also less feet.
Just continue the fucking story.
So it's 2023.
Wow, what a year.
What a year. And we go to Japan, and I have a friend living there who gets us tickets to go see Galneryus, which is something that I tried to do when I went to Japan first, way back in 2016, and I couldn't find a way to buy tickets as a foreigner. It's very difficult to do that. If you don't
it's a whole nonsense.
If you don't have a Japanese credit card and telephone number and address, a lot of ticketing sites are closed to you. There are some tickets that sell out only for the fans. It's a whole thing. Luckily, the Galneryus show, after the fan club sale, you could get regular tickets. Our friend got them. He was at midnight, like refreshing the page, got in immediately and got us tickets number 120 something or something like that. They are numbered and you go in number order. It's pretty crazy land there. It was an amazing show. Amazing. It was the end of that tour. That show is on a Blu-ray, which I haven't gotten my hands into yet. And I want to, because I screamed a lot when Japanese people don't. And I want to know if that came across in the Blu-ray.
You're also like 3 feet taller than the average Japanese person.
Exactly. It was a very weird show to me as a South American, as a Latin American, sorry.
Imagine if you could have a Galneryus show in a more relatively familiar environment, though.
They played once in Mexico and they played once in the US. That US show, Kyle went to see. It was part of the plot of painting this picture. So Kyle saw them first in 2019 at Prague Power USA, the festival well known for bringing in the acts that would not tour the US in the Prague Power sphere. Right. So it was clearly great. I went with Kyle to that festival in 2018. It was the first time we got together in person.
When they were on the announcement video, like, did you just feel this pang in your heart?
Yeah, it was the stab, because like I came to the wrong one. Clearly, because that's how wild the idea of having Galneryus outside of Asia sounded. Like, I should have come all the way to the US, which is to Atlanta. It's like it's 12 to 13 hours in a single flight. So it's not close, but it's closer than Japan, which is double that. We see them in Japan. It was awesome. And now, finally, they played Latin America. They announced they're going to do just 2 shows, just in Mexico, DF, and in Santiago, Chile, which makes 0 sense because bands tour Latin America and South America alone consistently all the time. You do 2 or 3 big-ass shows in Brazil, which for Galneryus could be double that because they don't only have more population, they have a lot of weebs there. A ton. Then you play Chile.
There's some interesting cultural connections between Brazil and Japan. It's actually really fascinating. But
do you know? No, now we have a tangent. This is the tangent with the coolest relationship that I know of, which is anyone that even if you haven't watched anime for long, you probably know One Punch Man. You know the opening song, the one that was One Punch by Jump Project. So Jump Project is this band that is a super group of other anime song vocalists. They have a 5-people roster normally. Sometimes it changes for some songs. Sometimes it changes when they do live shows. And one of the members that came in after some years when they were shifting around members, who was in a lot of live shows with them and tours, is from Brazil, Ricardo Cruz. So a super group of super famous anime singers got a Brazilian dude to sing in it. That's how tight this thing is. And he was at a lot of conventions in Argentina and Chile and Uruguay and all of that back in the day. End of tangent. So why are not Galneryus touring everything? Because they are not coming to Buenos Aires. They're not coming to my city. That's insane. They are playing just Chile, just Santiago. And then I learned, I don't have the details, but they weren't brought in by a traditional music touring management. They were brought in by the Chilean Anime Expo. So it was the weaves all along. Because Galneryus made the opening and ending song for Hunter x Hunter.
Right.
As a lot of people know. They are much more than that. And most of the fans know, there's actual music fans for them here in all of South America. They are known as one of those big bands, even though they are not in the mainstream Anglosphere. They are very big. And I'm like, I'm not missing this. I am getting a plane. I am going. I don't have PTO for this. I'll just work from Chile, and then because to make it, the show is on a Friday, so on Friday I have to work. So I fly out on Thursday night. I convince a couple of friends to just come all over because they have a long weekend. Let's just do it, and it was absolutely amazing. Easily 100 times better than the Japan show. It's
because of the crowd.
Because of the crowd. Because they loved it. They love the crowd. When we were in Japan, everything is pretty orderly. Everyone is standing in their little pocket of space. There were fences all over the general area to, I don't know what for. Like here, they would be if you have a big enough area to stop any crowds pushing too much and creating what's the term? An avalanche of people. So they would be crowd stoppers. Right, to stop crowd crushes. But no one is moving. Everyone's standing in their place. At one point, before the show started, after we were in our place, I went to the toilet and came back to the same spot. That's incredible. Unheard of. That doesn't happen. And the show was fine. They were amazing players. But that's it. And here we have crowds. And I say here as South America. It's not just Argentina. We were in this show in Chile.
Don't let the Argentinians hear you say that. They're like,
they
no,
know. They know we are still the best. That doesn't mean the other ones are wrong.
Of course, yes.
And there were a lot of Argentinians there. Obviously, a lot of people flew from around South America to see that show because there was no other way. The people that were in Central America and North America, they went to the Mexico show. All the South America people went to the Chile show. There were people from Peru, people from Brazil, people from Argentina, from Uruguay. Those are the flags I saw. there's probably more people that were not as organized as to do a whole thing with flags.
Mm-hmm.
It was so amazing, so amazing. I almost went to the wrong venue because I'm saying, okay, it's 7 p.m. like any other show. Here in Buenos Aires, 7 p.m. is doors for any show. And usually you get the opener band playing at 8 and then the main act at 9 or 9:30. That's like the standard, especially for metal shows, but in general as well. And I bought these tickets the moment they went on sale because it's sold out really quickly. And I didn't look at them for months. And I stopped work, log off at like 5 or 4:30 because it was Friday. There wasn't much to do. I just go meet a friend there. And then it's like, oh yeah, I should go. I go back to my Airbnb, I leave my stuff, and then take another Uber to the venue, which wasn't that far, but I just want to be before 7 there to grab a t-shirt, have some a good spot. And I'm going, and I look in the Uber, I look for my ticket, and I read. And that's not the venue that I set the Uber to. And it's because there's another show that's only happening in Mexico and only happening in Chile, which is Rhapsody with an orchestra and choir. And
wait, did you go to the Rhapsody venue?
I was going to the Rhapsody venue because I had both on my map saved. Luckily, both venues are on the same street, 4 blocks apart. So we were coming closer, and I'm like, tell the Uber dude, hey, can I change the place? I put the wrong address. And he stops and looks at me, and he's like, you got it, chief. Where do we go? And it's like, okay, do I change it on the app? It doesn't matter. Just instead of turning right, we turn left. He dropped me off there. Very nice. 5 stars. I got like 17 notifications from Uber asking if I was kidnapped because I went to the wrong place. And it was all good. All good. I get there at 7 p.m. or 6:58. I see the stand for the merch. It has a big sign, sold out, everything. There was nothing left, not any kind of merch, not t-shirts, not patches, nothing. Everything was completely sold out. Galneryus starts at 7. The doors to the place were at 4 p.m. and the opener played at like 5. It was insane. I had no idea. This is a cultural show in
Japan was weirdly early too. It started at like 6.
Yes, I don't know. I don't understand. I was completely like taken off guard. I just went with I should have searched for the actual times of things. I just went with my assumptions, and clearly I got that culture shock thing. I just assumed it was the same as at home, but it clearly wasn't. So I got there just in time before they started, and I realized. So this place has the tickets. The venue is not that large, and the tickets were split in 2: the VIP and the normal ones. So I got a normal one. The VIP was insanely expensive, and I generally don't pay for meet and greets at all. And the division of where the VIP ends, it was so far back. It was like a 50-50 distribution. I've never been so angry about a division. Maybe I was, but this is awful. Is my ticket really this bad? And like, yeah, this is yours. You're behind this fence. Like, oh my God. And then I look around at the venue. The venue is like an old theater, like a theater, where they remove all the seats from the ground floor.
Yeah.
But the walls were like bare cement. And they were playing the house music, and it was already like a reverb mess. And I'm like, this is going to sound like shit.
It sounds like the acoustics will be fucked for something like that.
Yes, exactly. And when they finally start playing, it does kind of sound like absolute dog shit, to be honest.
It sounds like there was a lot working against you on this particular adventure.
Everything was working against me. Everything.
And yet.
It's one of the best shows I've ever been to in my life.
Hell yeah.
Like, I don't know what song it was, but at some point they probably got it better, or I just got used to it. And also I know a lot of the songs, the sound started being like, I'm fucking listening to Galneryus live. And they are there. We have the whole band. They are, as usual, as expected, absolutely incredible. I've said this several times. This is not putting down bands. I know I am a musician as well. I understand how this is, and I know everyone is very good at what they do. But in all of power metal, there's a clear ceiling of performance, and Galneryus is beyond it. And no one else is close.
Yeah, like when you are actually there see you do all this guitar nonsense live, you're just like, how is this real?
And it's not even Shu who's doing a full power metal thing sound convincing with one guitar. It's also Yuki.
I don't understand that. Yeah.
Yuki on the keyboards and everyone else, bass, drums. They have a very recent new drummer who's looks like a kid, kind of like what Angra did. And Shaw is just amazing. His vocals are incredible. You look at him as like, what's this old dude gonna do? He's gonna give you a masterclass on power metal vocals. That's what he's gonna do.
Hell yeah.
It is absolutely amazing. And the energy is like wild. Everyone is so excited. For a lot of people, this is the first time in their lives, the only time in their lives they're going to see it. I spoke to a guy that went there from Buenos Aires, who I saw in the Glory Hammer show. And he barely made it. Like, he didn't have any money. He didn't have a cell phone. He was just there. I made it to the show. I have a weird Airbnb that's very cheap in the bad place of town. And he was just waiting to see if the band would come out afterwards and seeing if someone could get him an Uber. So he didn't have to walk through the sketchy side of town. But he did it for the dream. Hunting for your dream, you would say. And he made it, and the band loved the energy. They were so into it because the moment they start playing with The Reason We Fight. Absolute explosion of, I cannot believe Galneryus is playing. They play Lost in the Darkness. We are still like, fuck, Galneryus is playing, and people know some of the words. And then they play Kizuna, and it just, it goes further. And then they do a little speech thingy, which Shaw just speaks Japanese, a bit of Japanese, and you can get some of what he's trying to say. It's like, yeah, we're very happy to be here, blah, blah, blah. And they play Departure. And obviously, everyone knows all the words to this one because that's the Hunter x Hunter one. And everyone is like, oh, crazy. And then the Hunting for Your Dream immediately afterwards, again, the one that everyone knows the words to. And you can hear it, like the sound at this point is like, okay, the band is loud enough. And you still hear the crowd singing along, and it adds a lot to it. And they play Emotions, which is one of my favorite instrumental songs ever. And it's so good. So good. When we saw them in Japan with Kyle, we had a very good set list, but it was very heavy to the latest album because that was the tour they were doing.
Right.
It was good stuff, but this is hits. This is Galneryus doing the hits.
This had some of the songs from the even newer album. It looks like I'm glancing at your set list here.
Yes.
Stars Will Light the Way is a better album than the one that came before, whose name I'm blanking on.
I don't remember the names. So the last four, I don't remember which one comes in what order, to be honest. Because I am, as you know, not an album person. I listen to Galneryus almost exclusively through live show recordings. Because I think they are much better live than on the album. I listen to the album a couple times when it comes out, and then I find the live recordings. Anyway, Emotions. I cannot believe this. Emotions is so good. They are doing the guitar and keyboard thingy and so all the emotions. It's so incredibly good. And then we have in Waterscape's Point of No Return, Voicing Sadness, I believe. It's all just the best. The best. Cannot believe I made it. That I am very, very, very grateful. And I know it's not a normal thing that I am blessed enough that I can say my favorite band is playing in the next country over. I will take a flight and go. And I appreciate that a lot in life. And this is so good. They do the little peekaboo thing. They leave. After a while, they come back. They play There's No Escape. They play Across the Rainbow. This is all.
No Escape is like that. That's one that it really gets the people going live. So that must be nuts. There.
Magical. Everyone is going. So this is one of the little things that got in there. I was in this back half of the general area, but I was at the fence of it, and I could see the people in the front going nuts, doing the craziest mosh ever. And I'm like, there, I want to do that too. And the people behind me were not. It was that far back. And it was like, it's just the one thing that's missing. I want to go jump there too. But it's fine. The music is amazing. The set is amazing. They leave again. Or they do a little like show speaks. And he's like at one point, like our drummer is like, he learned some Spanish. And he goes to the mic and he says, me gusta completo. So completo is a hot dog style in Chile that has like avocado and ketchup and I don't know, a bunch of things. I'm not from Chile. I had to Google it after to know what it was. So he won the crowd over with that. And then Shaw did a long speech in Japanese. And then the drummer was standing next to him. And it's something like, oh, we love this. We're having a great time. We cannot believe the crowd is this cool and this hype, all of that. And then he gives the microphone to the drummer to translate. And he just goes, completo, 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 completo. And everyone's cheering like, and then they were, and they shoo and show, and they get closer to the people in the front, and everyone is loving it. They leave again for a while. People are going crazy, like shouting for them to come back, playing our song, which is what we tend to do. And then they do the final encore, and they play Angel of Salvation.
This is the thing where I'm so jealous because like they've ended the shows I've seen with Destiny, which fantastic song. But I really want to see Angel of Salvation.
People knowing how these shows go, they were shouting for Destiny. We were all Destiny, Destiny, just to follow. Like obviously they're finished with Destiny, and now you hear like that little intro with the violins, and then it's like all of it, all of Angel of Salvation, and it's a religious experience. It's incredible, incredible. Like they do everything, every single solo is there, and it's flawless, absolutely flawless. You can look up the recordings. There's a bunch of them on YouTube right now from cell phones. Like it's still worth it to check it out because they do it. I'm
gonna look this up right now. Actually, I need to.
Incredible. Like I was there, I could not believe it, and it wasn't like the shorted version from the video clip. No, it is the full thing. It's just amazing. And then the final chorus is just going on forever. Everyone go there like trying to figure out. I remember the Japanese thing, but la 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 la. The angel of salvation. Da, 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 da. Just the best thing ever. And you could tell the energy really impacted how they played because it wasn't like when we saw them in Japan. And then you could tell at the end when they finished and like it was actually done and they were out there like taking in the cheering and they just got closer to the people and shook hands with people when they were throwing away pigs and all that. And then they grabbed all their flags and they were there behind them when they took the band photo with everyone. And it was so awesome. That little post-show thing lasted so long. They were just... that's not the show they get in Asia. And I hope...
Yeah, no, like...
I really hope it's
they really
enough.
Need to just like see like this is the response they can get.
I hope it's enough for them to push a bit from their side, because one thing that we've heard from talking to people that set up shows is that everyone that does a power metal related show wants to get Galneryus. They just can't. They don't know how to. They don't know who to talk to, and when they talk to someone, they just don't care. So I hope now they as artists get a bit of that bag and actually push them. I thought that was going to happen when they played Mexico that time, but I hope this one helps because they posted after. I followed Shu on Instagram, and after this Chile show, he made a post that he was actually shocked and couldn't believe that people knew the songs besides the Hunter x Hunter ones. He thought they were coming to play just for the anime fans that like the one song, and they were like a one-hit wonder. And it's like, oh, you even like the really long, like you were hyped even for Angel of Salvation in full, like because you as an artist, how do you choose to play your 17-minute song, right?
Yeah, like that's what the people want.
And it's what the people. It is what the people want. I saw after the show, someone got the playlist they were using, the set list for the night, but someone else got the one that the mixing guy gets, the production one. That's not, you're not supposed to get it as an audience member. I don't know where he got it from, but that has the full set of songs they could potentially play at any show, and selected which ones they were going to play that night. And there were like 25 songs in there. And people were like, oh, they maybe could have played this, and Destiny was there, and they selected Angel of Salvation instead of Destiny as the closer and stuff like that, which was very interesting to see. And whoever, I don't know if it was them or whoever pushed them to do it, that's awesome, because it's incredible, and I got the least amount of overlap with the previous time I saw them, so I am extra happy in particular.
I was looking at the Mexico set list. It's mostly the same, but they got Raise My Sword in there, which I do really like that song.
I was expecting Raise My Sword near the start, but I don't complain. I don't complain with my set list. There's so many hits anyways.
Yeah, no.
And even even the ones that I wasn't like super familiar with, they were still great to see live. There were also moments where they were playing some rock stuff and just noodling in the shooting this cool blues solo. It was so nice. I loved everything. I had a great time, and I did end up waiting with people outside to see if they were coming out. They were doing the meet and greet after, and we could see them through the door, how they were there standing, and people were going and taking a photo and whatever. And I'm like, I should have paid all the money. In the end, they didn't come out. My phone was running out of battery. I knew how to get back to my Airbnb. It was close enough to the venue if I lost my whole battery, but I also needed to get food because my friends were waiting for me at the Airbnb and there wasn't enough food for everyone. And so it was a whole thing, and I needed my phone to pay for stuff. So in the end, it was like, also like the Anime Expo guy came out with he had a little megaphone, and he's like, hey people, I don't know what you're waiting for, but they are not coming out through here. There's a secret door we're not telling you about. Okay, whatever. But then it was like too late. It was like midnight and I just left. But it was absolutely amazing. Worth the trip. I tried to do more in the trip. I did go places with my friends, and it was like a little short vacation getaway thing. I don't care. Just the show wasn't more than enough. So
yeah, the rest of like the weekend getaway to Chile seems, it's just gravy compared to the the main events.
Exactly.
Wow, Galneryus.
Yeah,
amazing.
And it was great.
Power metal is good.
Power metal is great. Galneryus is amazing. Live music is the best thing ever. Go see that band you like if you can, and if you think, decide what means you can't. Make sure that you really can, because you probably can. It's like, oh, it's 2 hours from my place. Then you can go. Do it. It's worth it. It's worth the shitty travel back home. It's worth the expensive Uber. Just save for it for a couple of months. And if you are if you can afford it, then yes, it's worth the short flight. That's just how it is. Live music is awesome. Also, if you're like, maybe I don't like them so much, but I like them, then it's worth it. Go check it out. Maybe you will like it much more. You will like that one much more after seeing them live. And maybe if you listen to one of the openers, you will love them. I missed the opener because I'm stupid. I couldn't have gone anyways because I had to work, to be honest, because it was so early. The opener were a local band from Chile that were doing the baby metal thing, doing kawaii stuff with 3 vocalists and a metal band behind them. I don't remember the name now, but they seemed cool.
That could be fun to see too, but yeah.
I would have gone. I was planning on, I thought that I was getting to see them because I thought I was going for Doors with plenty of time to see the opener and all that. But
So when you go back to Chile for Rhapsody, you're going to be paying real close attention.
Yeah. Now I learned a lot. I learned a lot from this trip, like how to calendarize things. And that show is also on a Friday, I think. So I will have to take the day off and all that. But we'll get to that. That is in June. You will hear about that eventually in one of these episodes. And that's it. I wanted to gloat about my second time seeing Galneryus. And I can confirm once again that seeing a show in South America, in Latin America, is better than anywhere else on the planet.
Yeah, I want to do that at some point in my life. I'll make it happen.
Yes.
Because you're always talking it up, and I believe you. I see the videos, and it's
not just me. It's not just me. You can look it up very easily. Then it's not something that I say just for saying. It's real.
Yeah. So that's on the bucket list for sure. We still got a lot of other shows ahead of me, and like I also went to a live show here quite recently. I think it's almost like the same day that you were doing the Galneryus stuff. Savage Master is touring. It's been touring the U.S. and I was excited. They did a show in San Luis Obispo. That's where I'm at.
Incredible.
That hardly ever happens. I've had 2 shows in San Luis Obispo within the last few months, and there's another one next month. It's wild.
It's happening, man.
I don't know.
You're a new metal hub.
I am. By God, I'll bring metal here, so I don't have to drive a bunch of hours to LA or SF. But anyway, I gotta say, I haven't been like thrilled with the crowds in San Luis Obispo. They're. I want more, but it's okay. I'm just happy they're there. But anyway, Savage Master are a trad metal band with, I'd say, a lot of theatrics to their live show. They were first brought to my attention when we saw them at Hell's Heroes a few years ago. They were one that really stood out to me in terms of their performance, and the dudes with the masks, and they have all the candles and the fog and the coffins and the knives, and there's a lot of just like theatrics and drama going on when they do their show, on top of just playing cool heavy metal. And before the show, I was kind of like second guessing myself of like, are these guys going to be as good as I remember? Was I just kind of overwhelmed by all of Hell's Heroes? And I'm happy to say that I was wrong to be concerned, because they were fucking great. This is a great show live in just on a tiny stage in a brewery with hardly enough room for all of their stage gimmicks.
That's awesome.
But they still did it. I really enjoyed seeing Savage Master again. And one of the things that I think is worth pointing out is, they have all the guys in like the gimp masked things, and you might think that they might just turn into like background noise while the singer becomes like the focus. But that's not at all the case. Like, no, those guys are performing. They are very much involved with each other and her and hyping up the crowd and like doing all the crazy riffs and solos. And I love to see that band cohesion there as well, on top of all the theatrics, and nothing gets sacrificed to enable that. Like, the songs are still really strong. Like, I like listening to them on the just recordings, but the live show really brings it alive, so to speak. That it elevates it so much to see them live, and I highly recommend people check them out if they can.
Nice.
The disappointing, I guess, side of this was the crowd had like thinned out by the time Savage Master came on. I think so. There were a few openers, and the first one I think was like relatively local. This like kind of like hardcore band called a Hostile Takedown, and I think a lot of the crowd was there for them, and I think most of them had, like, half the crowd had left by the time Savage Master came on, which was really disappointing because they were fucking great. So I am disappointed in the San Luis Obispo crowd. We'll see if they redeem themselves. I'm just happy that the show happened. The singer did make a mistake and call it SLO, which people don't do that, but they're not from here.
That happens.
Yeah, but hey, it was they did a great show. I'm very glad that I got to see them. It was not nearly the same level as all this Galneryus stuff. I drove 15 minutes and went to a show with a few dozen people, but it was still a good time, and I'm glad we can have both of those featured here.
Nice. It's great that you are getting these shows that you like, because after so long of not being in the right place.
Yeah. I've been living here for like 5 years, and just in the last couple of months, am I actually getting metal shows locally that I want to go to?
It's finally really becoming paradise. This is
true paradise.
Yeah, all that was missing.
Yeah, if you may remember last year, we talked about that band X Famine from a new band popping up in Central California. They're opening for a show at the same venue next month. So nice. I'm very stoked to get to see them.
Yes. I want to know how they're live. I'm very interested because I really liked their stuff.
Yep, I'll be reporting. Well, that's going to be right before Epic Fest. I'll talk about it at some point.
We'll see. We might squeeze an episode. I don't know. Maybe
we'll work it out.
We'll work it out. You know how these things go. Like episodes of Powerful just happen. I wanted to say, in comparison to your smaller show with niche bands and people thinning out before the correct band, which is always the worst thing to see, I went to a very big show. This is not a power metal show, but we like live music, so I'm going to talk about it. I went to see My Chemical Romance here in Buenos Aires. That is a big...
The 2000s millennial nostalgia. It keeps on trucking. Let's go, boys.
Keeps on trucking. It was a gigantic show. The biggest stadium in Buenos Aires, which is Stadium River Plate. I've been there for several shows. For a lot of people, this was the first time seeing My Chemical Romance. Like me, I did not listen to My Chemical Romance outside what any other normal person would back in the day. I just knew the hits. I wasn't into the thing back then. I was too busy listening to classic rock to keep on with the trends. But I have friends that were very much into it. So I am enjoying all these emo bands now. And it's very good because My Chemical Romance are fucking good. This is a great band. Their music is really, really good. And they are great players. I am very happy that I went. I listened to the album that everyone knows, My Chemical Romance, from Welcome to the Black Parade, from their album, The Black Parade, or Black Parade. I don't remember, has a die in there. And I listened to that because that is a whole ass concept album, and it's very cool. It's the first time that I actually pay attention and listen to more than a couple songs. And they are very influenced by the Beatles, which is something that I didn't know. I like the Beatles a lot. And I enjoyed it a lot. The live show was more enjoyable even than listening to the album. They actually played that album in full. It's technically, the My Chemical Romance show is the second half. The Black Parade is a band. So they are performing as the band, the Black Parade. And they are doing...
It's like a Sgt. Pepper thing?
It's exactly like a Sgt. Pepper thing. I don't know if you know, but if you just think of the video, the music video for Welcome to the Black Parade, they are dressed in Sgt. Pepper uniforms in black. It's that...
I never thought of it as being Sgt. Pepper specifically. I thought it was just, a parade in black.
Yeah, but the clothes that they have, it's just the exact same clothes. They are just black. It's that kind of old military uniform thing. And listening to all the songs, noticing all the Beatles influence, like, come on, it's very obvious now. And it's so good. They do a whole theatrical thing. There's pyro and lights and actors doing the thing. And there's a bunch of lore I have no idea about. Apparently, they've been playing throughout Latin America. And the first shows were doing... The acting was different, and people are piecing together that what we saw in Argentina happens before what happened in Mexico, and there's a whole thing that I'm not into. I have no idea. I have not studied it. It's too much. I don't care. My friends are into it. That's fine. Be happy.
This sounds like when I hear people talk about gorillas and all of like the lore there.
Kind of, but this is just happening. I think in Gorillaz is more... Like you know from the start, like in the album, that they are releasing videos and things, and you know that there's a story there. Here's like people are piecing it together after seeing the shows. It's like a bit more you find out kind of thing. It's not explained anywhere. Maybe it's like that with Gorillaz. I don't know. The thing is that it's funny because it's a very power metal thing to do, if you ask me, to have a bunch of secret lore that people are piecing together afterwards. Everyone is the same kind. People like the same things, just different flavor.
The Emerald Sword saga of emo music.
Yeah, and it's very cool because this whole Black Parade section where they're playing the album in full, which is pretty long, it has some banger songs, some absolute hits. If you are older than 30, you have listened to, you have heard in the radio or whatever. When it ends, and then it becomes a My Chemical Romance show, and they play a couple more songs. For that, all the set dressing they have gigantic screens that do the different backdrops and everything. All the screens go to static noise, like from the TV being disconnected, and there's no more set dressing. They are in normal black t-shirts, no more makeup, nothing. It's just a straight rock show without all the distractions, and it works perfectly. It just happens to be in a gigantic stadium with 80,000 people.
Jeez.
It's very, very good. I enjoyed it a lot. And also, semi-related, but also in the other, going back to the small show, I went to see Alesana, which is another old emo band. And they are playing, and they played their album, The Emptiness, which is another concept album in full. They did it in one go without stopping. The only pauses they had were the ones that are inbuilt into the album with some narration in between songs. And it was awesome in a smaller, much smaller venue. And it's the first show. I don't know. I think we've talked about it, but last year I had a little accident and I had an injury in my head. I got my head, the top of my scalped, like sliced open. And I got stitches and it was blood everywhere. And while that was healing, I could not risk going to a mosh pit and get it just everything torn open again. And it's been a lot of months. It's been since October, I think. And this is the first show I went to where I was confident because this thing has healed already. I got the okay from the surgeon. He was like, yep, normal life. Normal life means...
Did you specifically ask the surgeon guy, can I go into a mosh pit?
No, but he said, he looked at it and he's like, okay, from now on, you are back to your normal life. Just use a hat because I had to shave my head.
Right.
To prevent a sun, because a sunburn would be really bad. And that was...
But normal life is inclusive of mosh pits.
Exactly. And he said this like 4 weeks ago. So
yeah, you're chilling.
I went for it and it was awesome. Absolutely awesome. They are very, very good players. For anyone that is willing to check them out, I know maybe, I don't know, I assume metal people are still somewhat closed off to listening to other genres, especially if you're my age and you hear that they are emos and you're like, I should fight them. They're the sad kids. That's not.
That's what I was supposed to make fun of back in the day.
Yeah, exactly.
Or something.
Exactly, but that's not how it works. Music is good. Alesana is very proggy. They change time signatures a lot during the songs in a very good way, and they are great performers. They have 3 guitar players live. It's prog.
Yeah.
And they have the clean vocalist and the harsh vocalist, and the bassist does some vocals here and there, and the drummer is great. Everyone is great. The live show is amazing. Very, very cool. I love live music. I recommend it again. Go see live music of any kind. If you like metal, go to metal shows. And if you also enjoy other types of music, go see them. Go see a random orchestra playing something you've never heard before. Go see the weird prog kids. Go see a punk show. Go see a pop guy. Everything is interesting. Go see a movie. Go see a movie that is so old, it has no sound. So you get 2 people to play live music to it. That is a new thing that is old. It's so old, it's new. I went to see The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari, which the film snobs will maybe recognize as the 1920s German Expressionism masterpiece that changed cinema forever. It's okay. It's a cool movie. It's a horror movie in the sense, not in the modern sense. I was really baited for this. My friends found this. They are playing silent movies.
Baited how?
I'm going to get to it. It's interesting. It's very interesting.
Okay.
It's not that interesting, but it's funny. My friends found this thing. This ensemble is doing silent movies, and they are playing music to the silent movie, which is what they used to do for a while back in the day. Because we figured out how to sync sound to film very late in the game. It took like 50 years or 60. They were just playing live, and you see me, and I'm like, oh, that sounds super interesting. I am game. Let's go. I didn't even check what we were gonna see. I just know we were going.
Right.
On the day, I was talking to my dad, and I told him, hey, we're going to go see this thing. Oh, that's interesting. What movie? And I check what movie, and I tell him, oh, it's The Cabinet of Dr. Caligari. I've never heard of this. I have no idea. I am not that well-versed in film. And he's like, oh, that's the German Expressionism horror movie. That is an actual scary movie. Like, that's the real deal. My dad is more educated, let's say, in those things. So I am suddenly like, oh shit, my friends always like horror movies. I am the one that doesn't like horror movies. So maybe I got trapped into this super scary old-timey thing. Like, we went to see the original screening of the original Nosferatu. And I was thinking, oh, maybe it's worse than that. And I don't know what to expect. And then
does like the old timiness of it take away from the horror, or does it add to it?
So that's the thing. We get there, right? And two of us are late. And the friend that's already there is like, it's fine. They are doing like a little speech. And we just get in, and there's this one of the organizer just talking about what German Expressionism is and how the impact it had in film history and whatever. And then she keeps mentioning how this is a very unsettling film, how German Expressionism is made to put you in this odd space, and it's very weird, and it's not like normal movies, and it's not like regular movies now. It's very different. And then there's the guitar player of the ensemble that's gonna play there. He's also saying, yeah, this and the music we went to, because the original didn't have any music scored for it. This is just their interpretation they're doing, and how it's very unconventional and weird and whatever. So they are hyping it up, right? But they seem like people were not going to understand that. It's very concerning. So I'm like, I am expecting gore or of some kind. I'm expecting like blood going everywhere in different wacky colors, and the music being this crazy and like you cannot understand the German nightmare. And it's just a fucking movie. And the guys are just playing. They're just doing the basic the guitar with the 70 delay pedals and a dude with samples, and it's just going.
Spooky.
It's not bad at all, but it's not. I've seen these things. I've experienced these things. Obviously, these must have been crazy in 1920 when people hadn't even seen probably a movie before this, and suddenly when what they see on screen is nothing is straight, everything is crooked and whatever. But obviously, they oversold it to me, or I got to it into my head. I don't know. It's a cool movie. I liked it. I think it's a good movie. It's more of the unsettling part. You really had to try to change your mind to, I've never seen a movie in my life before for it to really, really work. Obviously.
Yeah. Can you put yourself in the headspace of 100 years ago? That seems like it'd be tough.
Yeah. Like the main thing is forgetting that you've seen movies, because everything would be that you've seen today has been informed by that era by now.
Right.
So it is the story of, you see these two guys, there's a framing device of two guys speaking, and then one is telling the story about something that happened. And then you see this story of these two, like a fair coming, and you have a dude that's clearly a scam artist telling you, hey, you can speak with this the sleepwalker, and he will tell you your future, blah blah blah, and he has it in like this box, and he awakes him, the sleepwalker, and you ask him, how long will I live? And you're going to die tomorrow. And then he gets assassinated and nobody knows what happened. He gets murdered. And this dude is trying to investigate it and figure it out. And then there's things happen. But the horror is not in any specific violent or gruesome thing. It's trying to put you in this unsettling mood where nothing makes sense around you. And then there's a big twist at the end, which the movie is divided in 6 acts. And by the 5th act, you know the twist. And in the 6th act seems to be too self-indulgent. But it was probably the first movie to do this thing, so it makes sense.
And so then the live music aspect of this.
The live music was great.
Say that's good.
It was very good.
As we are a music podcast.
Yeah, sorry. To go back to that, the live music aspect worked perfectly. The thing that this ensemble made being this duo with samples, synths, guitars with multiple effects, they actually did a great job. They did a great...
And this is different from like seeing a movie where they play the score live. This is its own thing,
It's
right?
its own thing because the movie didn't never have a score. It was just a silent movie. There's not an original score written for it. And there have been several instances of people doing their own scores. Some of them were released. There's a long list in Wikipedia.
Gotcha.
And these guys, they did their own take on it. And I think it was very, very good. And the experience was very, very good. And I'm probably go again, at least because these guys are doing it again. They're doing Metropolis, which is another old-timey, very famous movie I've never seen.
Yeah. As far as movies with live music, I've only seen Jurassic Park, which was really cool. So
I've seen Star Wars as well, but that was obviously in a big theater with a full orchestra doing the original John Williams, just like Jurassic Park. It's very good. Very, very cool.
That John Williams guy, oh man.
He really knows his thing. This is very different because it was a really small venue, just like an independent projection, 2 dudes doing scenes. It was like, I don't know how many people, probably 100 at tops, in dingy plastic chairs. Very, very cool. Because I find it really cool that they are reinterpreting, they are doing their own thing. And they did a very good job of it. The performance was also perfect. And the arrangements they had, the idea, I got the gist that they knew they had some key points, like pre-arranged, but between those points, they were pretty free-flowy. And these 2 dudes did really, really well. And I'll probably go to that Metropolis one. In that one, the ensemble, it will be more people live. I think it's going to be 4 people and it's going to be a violin involved, so it might be more interesting. Metropolis does have an original score written. It was already when they were doing that. And I don't know if they're doing that original score or a rearrangement of it or a completely new thing. I'll find out. But it's a cool thing. So maybe looking if that happens in your area, someone is doing it because it's very interesting. It's another form of live music with movies.
Yes, the live experience is something I think is just going to become even more valuable as time goes on here. I think, like as we've seen in the post-COVID and like post-AI world, we're all, we're starved for the real,
Yes, and I think it's important because I think this happens. I think this happens to everyone with different experiences. I know it's happened to me, and it took a while. A lot of struggle to like get over it. There are always things in life where we hear people telling us how good they are once you've done it or done specific versions of it that you just cannot accept. Like, he's clearly trying to sell me something. I know a lot of people say it, but my experience is like it's gonna suck. So I'm not that stupid that I'm gonna fall for it. And they are actually that good. And you should try it.
Yeah, I want, as I know we're going way too long on this episode, but one last thing I'll bring up quickly is another movie being Nirvana, the band, the show, the movie, which is one of my favorite theater experiences I've had recently. Seeing this like limited release movie in like an art house theater with 12 people, most of whom I assume have no idea what the fuck Nirvana, the band, the show is, and just having a phenomenal time, laughing and gasping at all these things, wondering how this work of art came to be, as the movie acknowledges that if you're watching it in a theater, it's probably a miracle. And it's because it kind of is. Do you want me to explain Nirvana the band, the show, to you and our audience, or should I just say, take our word for it if you're able to enjoy this particular work of art, because it is such a joyous thing that has made me obsessed this past week. Please.
I would like the non-spoilers version, because from your testimony and other people in different places talking about it, the message seems very consistent that you should just go enjoy it because it's an actually good comedy movie, which doesn't feel like something we've had for a while, that a movie that is actually just comedy. And that is...
Yeah, the Naked Gun last year kind of hit that. This is very different from that in terms of its comedy stylings. But so Nirvana the band, the show, or I guess Nirvana the band is like a comedy duo with these two guys where their whole shtick is they're trying to perform a show at this theater in Toronto that's just kind of like a whatever venue, but they're really dedicated to trying to get a show there despite having no real songs. And hijinks ensue. Part of said hijinks is mixing that like sitcom energy with actual real life interacting with the public in ways that are hard to believe are real but actually are, and mixing that with the scripted things, and just brilliant comedy and brilliant editing, the way they're able to pull that off. And Nirvana the band, the show, this started as a web series in like the 2000s, and then a decade later they had like 2 seasons of a TV show on Vice, which is like impossible to acquire legally these days. So you can if you scrounge around, you might find something. But then 10 years later, they've made this movie. It's the same 2 guys doing the same shtick, but they just keep getting better at it. It is so funny, and some of the stunts and some of the like just stuff they pull off in this movie, because it's low budget, and yet they make it so believable. And I won't get into the main crux or the main set pieces of the movie, but it is genuinely thrilling to watch and hilarious and even heartwarming. So I highly recommend checking out the show if you're able to. I might be able to slide you something under the table if you talk to me after the show here. But I highly recommend seeing this movie. I was concerned I wouldn't be able to see the movie because it's a pretty limited release across the U.S. But it did come to the Art House Theater here, and they're doing some shows. I might honestly see it a second time tomorrow if the timing works out.
Nice.
Yeah, and so Nirvana the band, the show, the movie. I know it sounds confusing. It has nothing to do with actual Nirvana.
Yeah, obviously. I think it's pretty obvious.
There's a bit in I think the web series where they're like, hey, we got a letter saying that a band already exists with our name. They're like, what are you talking about? Yeah, there's someone called The Band already exists. So they hit that other side of it. Oh man, it is really something, a truly special work of art.
Nice.
Everywhere I see people who have been fans for 20 years and people who have no idea what the fuck's going on, they love it. I don't like to overhype things because I think it's people get cynical when you go into something like that. So I'll just say I'd love to hear your thoughts. That's it.
Awesome.
Anyway, we've gone way too long and way too off topic on this episode, but I don't know if anything's going to get cut out or if it's all staying in. But thanks for sticking with us. And Fernando, thank you for discussing all of this lovely music and life experiences.
And thank you, Kyle, for showing me all the new releases. And,
of course,
and selling them to me. I very much appreciate it. I never listened to as much new music as I've done these past years that we've done this, which is very cool. Very, very cool. And thank you everyone for listening, and we'll catch up in our next episode someday, probably before Epic Fest. And then the inevitable super long Epic Fest episode.
Oh God.
That's gonna be a big one.
Plus miscellaneous content.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. Follow us. What's the thing? Subscribe, find our Instagram. We're on Instagram as, Powerful, the Power Metal Podcast, Powerful PM. Look for the whole thing, the Power Metal Podcast. If you just look for Powerful, it gets weird really quickly. It's too much of an ambiguous word. But yeah, keep an eye on it and stay powerful.
Stay powerful.